Chief Nation. Today we will be discussing about the upcoming election next year and which issues seem to be the most important according to the American people. This Wednesday, enjoy the video.
Hello, Mr. Sean Kramer. How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, hello there. Anyways, we got a few questions for you concerning our next year's election. So, next year's our election. We'll be able to vote as seniors. My question to you is, what are the biggest issues concerning our nation, in your opinion?
Well, biggest issues, huh? Two big issues stand out to me the most, I'd say.
Can we hear them?
Yeah, of course. World hunger, and of course, save the trees. Save the trees. Save the trees.
So, kind of like a sort of like a protecting the environment sort of thing.
Yeah. Without the environment, we have nothing.
Awesome. And also, where do you see the State of the Union in 10 years about?
State of the Union, full of trees.
Full of trees. Okay, sounds great. Thank you. What is the biggest issue concerning our nation, in your opinion?
Personally, I think that we're a little divided as a nation. I also personally feel that the two-party system is kind of screwing us up. I think there's too much arguing. There's too much back and forth across the aisles, not enough coming together. We can certainly agree to disagree. However, it just seems to be more battling and somebody having to be right, and in the end, nothing's getting done.
Oh, okay. Good response. I agree with that. And one more question. What do you think is an issue that should be more talked about for the 2020 election?
I think the importance of education needs to be spoken about. I think that in society today, we talk about how we fund education, and then that brings about a whole bunch of different thoughts. Some people don't feel they're responsible, and honestly, we are all responsible because it's our future. Look at all the fine students we have here in the room.
Like myself.
Like yourself, of course. And how are we going to educate you guys in order to put us in a better place in a couple of years? It certainly is everybody's responsibility. So the funding issue is one thing, but I just think the importance on education, really understanding how kids learn, and the importance of schooling is something that's just much more important and should be addressed broad-based.
Alrighty. Thank you. Great response.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day. What issue do you think is not prominently looked at and should be looked at more for the 2020 election?
Vaping should be looked at more, sir.
Hello, Mr. Marino. How you doing?
Good morning.
Alrighty. I got two questions for you, all right?
Okay.
So in about a year, it's going to be the 2020 election.
Okay.
So here's two questions. What is the biggest issues that should be more concerned, more talked about for the 2020 election?
The starting pitching for the Yankees, they need two starting pitchers that are number one, number two. I always like to see them get Strasburg and Coles from the Astros for free agents.
Okay, so baseball is the biggest issue you would think.
Baseball is America.
All right.
Baseball.
Yeah. Where do you see the State of the Union in 5 years?
In 5 years?
Yes.
Wow, that's a great question. 5 years, that's a long time. That's another election to go.
Yeah, basically.
I think, to be honest with you, I think 5 years from now we'll be in the same kind of situation we are now, where the people and the population are very divided over issues.
What is an issue that you think is, not mentioned enough for the 2020 election that should be mentioned?
I think our politicians are putting aside the needs of the younger generation that's in crisis, partially due to social media, partially due to society that has forgotten them. And to me, they better pay attention to this younger generation because they are our future. And without attention to them, we're going to have many problems in years to come.
And would you say more so that that's probably the most important issue facing the nation right now? Or
I think we are confronted by so many important issues. That to me is the biggest one, and as an educator, it's close to my heart. But there are ethical issues with politics. There are social, economic issues that all need to be tackled. We need a very strong leader who's going to be willing to take on a very large number of problems that we have. And I'm very hopeful that we can find one.
all right. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
We hope you enjoyed our coverage on the election cycle this week. Stay tuned for next week's video for more reliable news. Stay sharp, Hopakon.